Hello, fellow Factorians, and welcome back to my Pyanodons challenge run. During the last episode, I worked on finishing up my Rolesia's build. I started working on a large moondrop build to feed Cottonguts in the future, and I dealt with the power problems that I saw happening during the previous hands-off mode. During this hands-off mode, it was far less stressful because things were running fine. My simple circuits ran faster, which is great, although I'm going to tweak them a little bit to have them run yet faster again. I went and decorated the things that I'm going to be building, and I also planned out how I'm going to be bootstrapping Cottonguts, because we've got the technology, and that's what we're going to be working on next. Cottonguts are going to be the most complicated alien life recipe we've got to boot up in this run so far, although it certainly is not going to be the leader for that much longer, not when we get to Arquads at least. So it's going to be fun to set them up. I also slightly adjusted my rules. I let myself set up a few more buffer chests in my mall, because I didn't really like how the last couple episodes panned out with me having to diversify my task, let's say, because my mall did not buffer enough ingredients. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to buffer enough so that I can finish out the builds that I'm planning to do. And I'll probably be running this episode long because I want to get them all done, and because I want to add up more research time to get to the goodies that I've got queued up. Anyway, let's jump into the episode and see how I get along with setting all this stuff up. See you there. Hello, so let's get into it. Today is going to be the first and likely only sexy episode of my Pyanodons challenge run. Not only is it episode 69, but we're going to be making studs. Not the kind you find in a wall. Enough dad jokes. we're making Cottongut studs. Cottongut studs are the most complex recipe we have to kick off in alien life, because the Cottongut studs need themselves quite a few different items to get them booted up, but also they are the first example we have of where the module is not the same as one of the production ingredients. So we make the studs to fill up the buildings, and then the buildings will make us Cottonguts later. So yeah, pretty complicated. But we're going to start it off with the standard, make a codex, make the DNA samples, make a few iterations on the ingredients. So I'm going to make the codexes and get that process started off, and then I will be right back to talk you through more of it. So, like before in the data array, we make the mouse DNA samples. I'm going to need 3 copies of this, so let's add 1, 2, 3 here. And then in the creature chamber, we're going to make the DNA samples, so the other codexes go here. Let's see what else goes here, that, and rotate it to get water, but not saline water. And then we're going to be running this. I can actually make this a little faster by putting in automation signs. All right, and this will get us 3 Cottongut studs, which we need to start off the process. I was just setting up to make a little bit more cDNA there while I was in the area. Actually, even more cDNA while I'm in the area. Now I'm going to build a few buildings and get the Cottonguts area set up, the breeding area for the studs. Here is where I'm going to set up the Cottonguts breeding area. It's going to be here because I need fish eggs as one of the many ingredients that we need in this process, and the fish eggs spoil, so it's best to put it out here where I can get access to the fish eggs on a belt, rather than having to put them on a caravan or a very long belt. So yeah, this is much better. Although I kind of liked having all my stuff inside of a genetics area. I don't mind. This is going to get torn down as soon as I get the 2,000 or so Cottongut studs that I need. So let's, oops, didn't need that there. This was thrown together in the 10 minutes that I had between when the research finished and when the hands-off period expired, so it might not work out the best. We'll have to see how it goes. So let's talk through this. Where will I start? Let's start down at the bottom. All right. The Cottonguts start with making fiberboards. Fiberboards are treated wood, raw fiber, and sodium hydroxide. This is why I was still stockpiling the sodium hydroxide, although I was way too ambitious with these 4 chests. Actually, I only got half of one, but that should be enough, and I'll be making more as I go along with the process, because this is going to take a while, which is why I got it early. With the fiberboard, we make starch. Starch is powdered Rolesia seeds and fiberboard. And you also get some biomass and output, so I better make sure to filter these. The powdered Rolesia is, of course, just Rolesia seeds in a pulp mill. We extract the Rolesia seeds here, and I've got a bunch of chests that I'd left over here on purpose to get this process started off, although I can bring in more on a caravan if I need them. Let's put them all into chests here that I'd pre-planned for. Okay. What I didn't plan for was missing power poles. Oh, by the way, when you're making the fiberboard, you also get some tall oil and some black liquor, which I'm just going to dump out into the local oil burners to get burned away. Saving that small amount is not at all worth it. Let's see. Next, here's the Cottonguts food. Both of these labs, these Cottonguts making buildings, need the food. The food is tree seeds, Rolesia seeds, seaweed, tin, and starch, and some steam. So I guess you steam the food. These are packaging materials, I'm guessing, because these Cottongut studs are fancy, so they need their food packaged up. And then they're also going to eat fish eggs and more seaweed. So I'm guessing these guys are kind of Japanese or something, because they need their snack and their sushi roll and their seaweed. Anyway, with that, you take 2 Cottongut studs, the basic Cottongut food, the seaweed, and you get your Cottonguts back, or at least a 50% chance one of them goes missing, but you get 1.5 back. You get a Cottonguts pup, which is the regular kind, and you need them to bootstrap it, so this is why this process is going to give us a few pups of the other kind as well. And Cottongut stud pups, which you feed over here. The Cottongut stud pups get turned back into Cottonguts with more food, some moondrops, and some wood, and then you cycle them back and you start making lots of Cottonguts. Such a long-winded description of a feeding cycle for these little mice creatures. So I'm going to finish off building out this area. Hopefully I get it all right. And then we'll get those Cottongut studs that I've been crafting over here. Hopefully I've made 1 or 2. Yeah, they're in the process of. Cool. I need to set up caravans to deliver a whole bunch of materials here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do while I wait for those guys to cook up. While I'm in this area, I want to say that the acceleration of simple circuits went really well. I'm making 25 per minute, but as soon as I change that building out, I'll make a little bit more, because now the solder is the thing that's holding us back. And now that's fixed. Now the resistors will be the bottleneck. That's the word I was looking for. I'm not going to change out the resistors right now, though. The 30 per minute I'll be getting will be absolutely enough. What I will be doing is putting down those caravan outposts that I need. Like I need 1 for tin here, and I might be using this in the future for my mall, so might as well do this now. We'll just set this up to overflow to the caravan outpost. I'll need seaweed, so I'm going to steal it from the area right here. This Vrouk food build does not run all the time, so might as well borrow some from here, at least temporarily. I'm just going to hand feed a few items to kick the process off. Ooh, I need treated wood as well. And in the meanwhile, I'm going to build out some buildings for that Cottonguts area, because I'm not just going to be making the studs, I'm going to be making the homes for the Cottonguts during this episode. It's going to be a long one, but I'm okay with that, because coming up are some goodies, and I want to make sure that I collect at least a few of these. Yeah, it's going to take a long time. Each of these are 82k, so that's machine components, and then combinators, which I've been salivating over forever, but also now slightly dreading, because I feel like I've built myself up to the point where it's like, oh, now I really got to use these things instantly. I have some plans, though. All I'm doing right now is jankily moving these oil burners over, because I want to be able to void hydrogen and the tall oil / black liquor that I mentioned earlier that is being used for fiberboard, even if I'm low on power, or rather, even if I've got plenty of power. Because right now what's happening is that when I have plenty of power, I am not voiding this stuff, and therefore not running as much antimony oxide as I could. And then when I'm low on power, I'm voiding more making more antimony oxide and using up more power. So this should fix that, I think. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go see if my Cottongut studs are done. They were done. I reset my buildings to make the generic earth samples and caravans. So let's kick this process off. This building should run fairly quickly. Let's see, I need 2 of the adults and 1 for a module. And yeah, now this should start running. And I only want this top building to get the pups, because I only have modules to run this one, so we'll adjust that. Let's see what else. Oh, I need to set up my biomass to be voided. Let me take care of that and be right back. Man, this setup is so janky, but yeah, I fixed that issue. Let's grab what is there. I'll feed this to the fish. Now what? I need to stay local, because I'm going to have to come back here and move stuff around a couple of cycles while I get the modules filled in. So let's do a couple of local tasks, or maybe I can do one that I don't even have to move for, because I screwed up this jerky voiding setup. It is getting the food from over here where there's no jerky, and here there's too much, so I need to fix this up. Also, when it gets completely full, the whole system gets messed up, so I need to make sure it never gets full. Okay, that should start emptying things out and hopefully catch up on my jerky problems out there. Speaking of jerky problems, let's get rid of some of the jerky from here. And also, I'm now buffering up fish, because let's see, I actually have filled up on fish oil, because I made a whole box of gearboxes, which is fantastic. I don't think I want to make more than that for now, but I'll keep grabbing the fish, so I'll be able to make more fish oil when I need it. So let's get rid of this. All right, that's running now. I'll build a couple buildings and come back to reset that. both of our studs back, which is fantastic, so I can module this up, and hopefully I got a decent number of pups. Maybe not. I guess I can use this one as well. Right, great. Put these fish eggs over here where they're fresh. Alright, I need this to run at least a couple of cycles making Cottongut studs. Let's remove that one as well. I just want to manually manage where the studs end up rather than having it go into recipes. This will take a while, so off to the next task. Here I think I'm going to set up another caravan outpost like I had before so that I don't run into the low stone problem that I had last time. Just slowly, incrementally changing this over to a caravan-based system. Let's see, how are we arranging this? Okay. I'm also going to collect up some of these jaw crushers that no longer get any ore. I'll have a use for them in the future, and for now they're just sitting there doing nothing and spending a tiny amount of idle power. Time for me to start getting building, but I also need to set up one more caravan outpost here to collect Relezias and moondrops, so I'm going to do that as well. Why didn't I get any moondrops down there? I should have some. Okay. Had to go grab some caravan food. I also need to do a fix over here. Another no water problem. So yeah, that's not ideal. Alright, that should fill me up. Yep, this was preventing me from making as much rubber as I could because I wasn't feeding the Carrigan processing area. So back to setting up that caravan, and then we'll see about building some stuff out, and I'll run back and forth moving modules around. Monitoring these Cottongut studs to make sure they run is kind of it's an interesting little cycle, especially when sometimes they don't actually produce the Cottongut pups. I guess they are finicky. Maybe I didn't feed them the right snacks. Who knows? But I have to keep running back here and sticking around in the area for the short cycle when they produce the pups, and then going away while the studs get produced. But I'm going to keep running back and forth and doing this, finding some chores to do between the larger building sessions. I think there is a big one that I can accomplish, or relatively large. I'm going to maybe swap out a couple of these caravan outposts more, put in another, yeah, I'll work on cleaning that area. That's a good idea. Okay, I finally got a good roll on pups. I got like 6 of them, so that'll let me go work on something for a longer period of time. Yeah, let's go back to building the Prandium labs. Alright, I am almost done building that Prandium area, but now I'm going to work on my automation area to add a couple more caravan outposts. Maybe clean up all these solid separators and put the ash that isn't flowing over there into a outpost of its own. Yeah, just trying to find tasks that let me run back and manage those modules frequently enough. Yeah, I finally have enough modules to almost fill up one of these Prandium labs. Gotta keep going with it because I have a lot more to fill. I'd like to at least leave this episode with this cycling repeatedly without me manually intervening, so we'll see how much that takes. I'll have to go down here and fix this a little bit. I missed a couple of items, and then I'll work on a new target. Where did I leave my train? There's my train. Okay, I basically have these first 2 automated now, but that doesn't mean I can rest on my laurels because I'd like to get more into the rest of these labs. At least it's cycling faster now, but I have to find something else to do, so I think I'm going to work on some additional molten glass. I have an area out here that's ready to go for molten glass, so that's my next step. Alright, and that is some new molten glass ready to go. Hopefully that'll be enough for my logistics science build. I'll have to measure it. But for now, let's go back and play with modules again. Although I do have to come back here. I forgot to bring 3 gas furnaces. Always forget the little stuff. I am up at 3.1 gigawatts, and my power is holding fine. That surprises me, actually. I didn't think I'd installed. I guess this is a really powerful build, to be honest. This is probably generating 150 150 megawatts, something close to it, because of the gasoline value increase from the anthracene. Even though it's 50 to 20, it's still like anthracene is like 250 and the gasoline is 1.2 megajoules, and then the coke is just a bonus on top. Plus all my coke, my rubber is running, stuff like that. So feeling pretty good about that, to be honest. Let me go get those gas furnaces installed, and then we'll see where we're at on modules and whether I want to call it. I'm not sure I've got anything else in mind to actually do, so that could be a problem if I want to keep running this episode longer. Look at my task list. That's something I can do. I accelerated lab instruments. I made simple circuits faster. I cleared my landfill buffer. I fixed the water near latex. I made the moon drops. This was just a note on how many more I needed. I fixed the jerky void at jerky void 2. I added 1 more caravan bricks to automation science. Okay, I need a caravan here now. Oops, I'm missing food. Okay, well, let me go grab some food for this caravan. Hold on. Okay, now this is all finished, all set up. Let me run back to my base and see if there's anything else I can find to do, because I'd really like to get those modules filled up in every one of those labs. And we've kind of hit the point where the exponential growth has only a couple more cycles to go, so it'd be kind of a waste to go off to hands-off mode right this minute when we're about to double once more and finish out filling up those labs. A couple of minor adjustments there. I did remember that I would want to add a couple more basswood forestries up here and a couple more moss farms, because in the past when I've had to get moss from this area, I haven't had enough. So I'm going to take care of that next. Okay, I also want to add to this coal production area, because I noticed that I'm running a little bit low on coke, because my steel mills are running, and I'm also needing it for my simple circuits. So I'm going to clean this area up and add a couple more DDCs to this. Should help things out. All right, I'm going to look around. Oh, wait, there's one more thing I spotted before that. I was going to look around for trouble on the base, but actually I know where a little bit more trouble is, because that jerky voiding I set up, either it's not catching up right now, or it is, but it's catching up very slowly. So yeah, I'm still having trouble out here. I'll add 1 more caravan to it. And then I will manually clear out a bit. That'll help if I can find a place to dump it off to. And that next lit mining area is always a good place to drop a bit of extra jerky to. There we go. Now I'm going to look for trouble around the base, see what problems I might have. Found an issue with my latex system. Well, kind of. I found an issue with my aromatics creation, which was because of my latex system, so I had to fix priorities on a splitter. otherwise, let's see, made some more modules. I can always keep adding these in quickly now because, yeah, we're at the point of exponential growth really kicking in. Hopefully the system will work just fine. Let me see how treated wood is doing, because that's the one thing that I just decided I'm going to hand feed this because it's very, very slow. So I'm just going to grab another box worth. I've got a problem in my manure area. Looks like I've got a ton of biomass on a line, and I need to go fix that. So something else for me to take care of. Yeah, so it turns out because I didn't have to run my battery build for a very long time, I racked up a lot of spoilage. So I'm going to turn off a couple more of these native flora farms, because I really don't have to run this build very often at all. And I figured out a way to sort out avoiding this stuff. All right. Really annoying though, because it cluttered up things, and I made some spoiled rich clay as well. But on the plus side, I can get one more lab going now, so that's awesome. Almost filled up with this one, and I've got one last one to go, so I need to find one more thing to stall myself with, and then I'll be ready to end the episode. The seedy and air areas clearly got a couple of bugs, so I was looking at that. But yeah, finding more things to stall myself with. What other tasks can I do that take, I don't know, like 5 more minutes? All right, and that is it. The last 2 modules, the Cottongut studs, are all created. Well, at least the ones that fill up this lab. So I've got like, what is that, 4 hours? Yeah, 4.5 hours almost of hands-off time ahead of me. Gives me plenty of time to figure out what I'm going to be working on next. Speaking of, I should go into hands-off mode instantly. Hopefully science is going to run fine. My base power is, up at 3.1 gigawatts, and it's still going fine, which, it's great, because these tanks are nearly full. And eventually this will slow down as I finish making antimony oxide, and the moon drops that I turned on stop building. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this sexy, crazy episode of Pyanodons. Looking forward to the next one. See you then.